The only thing that I felt was like tired for like the month of July and August. Just felt run down from like 2 o'clock on at work and at home. I just didn't feel like doing anything. And I just figured that was because it was so hot, you know, in July and August. That and the restless leg, I couldn't sleep at night. I'd lay down and I just couldn't get my legs comfortable. And I'd take a pillow and try to put it in different positions to get comfortable, and it just wasn't happening. Come into work, felt fine. Went uptown to do a work order, and started feeling real pain in my right elbow, and it went from my right elbow to my back. Just it felt like a lightning storm in my back. You know, real bad pain. Then it went straight to my chest. Just felt shortness of breath. Started sweating real bad, and I told Russell, I said, you've got to take me to the hospital. I'm not feeling good.
So I asked him, you want me to take you to the emergency room? A few minutes, I asked him again. He said, yeah, let's go. So we started toward the hospital, and he said he felt like he was getting sick. So when he got situated in the seat, he said his left arm went numb. So I was trying to hurry through the traffic and everything, and all of a sudden he went limp like a dish rag. So I just grabbed him and held him in the seat and kept going.
Yeah, I had no clue that it was my heart.
I just had that feeling of like I haven't had anything to eat, and I was kind of shaky. Felt kind of dizzy a little bit, and got in the car and it went away. I guess it was on Sunday when we went to church. We were going up the spiral staircase. By the time I got to the top of it, I actually held on to the rail because I felt that dizziness again. Well, on Monday, which was the 16th, I went and finished up my taxes, and I went from the parking deck to the office and actually had to lean against the building. Had to hold on to the wall because everything was kind of spinning. And after I finished, that's when I said, I'm going to the doctor. The EKG, they did blood pressure, they did heart rate, everything, and everything was normal. And she said, well, Randy, you know, all we're seeing is about 15 seconds of your heart. So why don't we put a monitor on you and bring it back tomorrow, so that way we can see 24 hours worth of heart monitoring. So I said, okay. And she said, well, just go home, do your normal routine. And so I came back to the shop, I worked all day. I said, well, I'm going to give them something to look at. So I walked down to King Creek, and everything going down was fine. But it was on the way back, when I was walking up the drive, we've got a pretty steep driveway. As I was walking up the first hill, I noticed I was a bit out of breath. By the time we got to the top of our driveway, my chest was hurting and my left arm was hurting in 2 places. I remember walking up the steps to the front, walking in and walking into the kitchen going, we need to go to the hospital.
Well, when I got to the hospital, of course, Russell, you know, he's scared to death, and I could hear that he was talking to me, but I was slumped over in the truck seat, and anyway, he run inside real quick and said, you know, need someone out here real quick. They come out with a wheelchair, like they just poured me out of the truck, you know, into the wheelchair. You know, I couldn't even stand, you know, so weak and all that. But got me inside, and I wasn't up front there just maybe 10 minutes, and they had me wheeling me back to have the operation.
Quickly, we got in the car, and we started down the driveway. And by the time we got down to King Creek, all the symptoms were gone. My heart didn't race. There was the pain in my arm, nothing. And I remember going, well, you know, I feel silly. And walking in and thinking, golly, this is a joke. You know, I don't have any symptoms. I don't have any problems. And walking up to that desk and going, hey, you know, this is what's going on. I had some chest pain. My arm was hurting. In a short period of time, they got to me. The nurse that pulled us aside and said, look, you know, everything here, we would normally send you home. But you said your arm was hurting, and that's not normal. So we'd like a cardiologist to look at you. I remember the cardiologist came in and gave us the options. They said, well, you know, the first thing we need to do is see if it's a heart issue, because there's like 150 things that can cause chest pain. And so they said, the first thing I would do is get the treadmill test, the stress test. And everything happened exactly the same. My chest got tight, my arm hurt again. The doctor coming in and going, well, yep, you definitely failed it. There's a part of your heart that under stress isn't working right. So we need to do a heart catheterization. That's the next step so we can actually see what's going on. And that's when he told us that, well, if you have a blockage, if we can open it with a stent, we'll do that. If you have more than one, we take you straight from the cath lab to the operating room and we do bypass surgery. And so if you're ready, we can do it now. And I'm like, just like, well, okay, I guess that's all right.
I had a stent put in. I was fully awake when they were doing it, and I could hear the doctor and the nurses and all that. The doctor's like, okay, I'm getting ready to go into your growing area, Mr. Chandler, and I'm going to go in and put a stent in. And done that, and immediately, as soon as he got the stent in and blowed the balloon up and the stent went in, immediate relief. You know, wasn't hurting in the chest no more. The elephant was gone off the chest, and felt real good. And was in the hospital for 3 days and went home.
It was a really pleasant experience. So what seemed like about 20 minutes ended up being about an hour and a half, I guess. And I remember them coming in and telling us all about the things that we needed to do. They talked to me about HeartPath. They talked to me about changing my diet. They talked to me about exercise, and I should look at it as a lifestyle change. And that was on the 18th. And on the 19th, I went home.
Oh, feel 100% better. Yeah, can breathe better. Starting to get a little bit more energy. Still get run down a little bit in the evening times. You know, but I'm trying to walk every day. And they said even if it's 20 minutes a day, you know. And so that's it. Just it's you know, I'm changed.
After hearing about all the different things with Mission and HeartPath and all that's going on here, there was no better place in the Southeast to have a heart attack or have heart problem. And I didn't know that until all this happened.